Hello, we're back with Artisan of Glimmith until I get this thing done, and then I will do something else meaningful with my life. I'm gonna gild this window. We're gonna do it. We're gonna make this window gold today. It's gonna happen. I believe in myself. Do we have just fives left? I'm looking for things that are like threes and fours, but oh, maybe this one. Oh, that looks kind of nice. All right then. Anything else I can see that's important here? This, I don't know. There's probably something here on this that we're just starting right away with one of these. This looks like it's just going to be really irritating. I don't think I can add up all the numbers here to get to 225. It looks like it's way, way too little. Oh, hold on. The boxy rule. Dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb. So solitude and boxy is going to help here. So in order to get 5 below... I think I know what's going to have to happen here. So I'm going to have to start here. I'm going to have to grab all 5 of these. Right? Because like the solitude means I can't touch that. So I've got to grab all 5 of these. Because there's no way to grab anything over here without also grabbing it. It's just that's the boxy rule. And now we have 6 over to the left. So we know we can't get any more. Because if I do any more, we're going to overload. And if I go any more here, we're going to overload as well. So that's going to be this first one. Okay, that's how we solve this one. That's how we do it. Good, good, good. Sometimes it helps to read the rules. Here's anything? No. Let's try this one. How to get 9 below. So getting 9 below is going to require either 9 in a line or 3 by 3. So I think it's going to be 3 by 3, right? That just makes the most sense here. That gives me 6 here. That's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's this box. I think that's what I have to do. Because any more is going to be in... yeah, that's the only way to get that. So for this... Where's the next one? Let's try. So this one needs 18 and 20. No guarantees on this one yet. Let's see. This one. Well, this needs at least, hold on, this needs at least 1 below it, right, because of the 2. But because it's going to the left, it's going to grab these 2. That's just what's going to happen. I can't do this, can't put a wall there, because there's no way to, right? So there's a thing here, but that means I can't put a wall here, because of the boxy rules. So we do at least this, and that means we can't have any more down here. We just have to be done. So we have 2, 3, 4. That's what this box has to be. Great. So now, that means this 6er right here has got to be these 6 in a row. There's no way we can do anything else. So we have 4 to the right, 8, and then we'll get 12 that way. So that's how we do this piece. All right, this works. So getting 10 to the left of this piece now requires grabbing all 5 of these. The reason being, we either have 10 in a line or we have 2 by 5. That's really the only way we can do the math there. And I think that just gets us our 6 below. So we can't add any more because then we would overload something. This thing getting 4 above. There's 2 options here for this one. Either we grab 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, because we can't grab any on this side because it's going to break the boxy rule. So we grab these 4, but then we're going to overload this side. The other way is to grab these 4, and then now we have 3 to the side, and we'd have to do this to make 4. That's fine. So that means we have to fill in there. This needs to get... this will be an interesting one. So I've got to grab 10 to the left. Now I can't grab it in one straight line. I have to do 2 by 5 sort of thing. Or I can do... Well, I could do a line like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? That's a thing. It's going to break everything else. But like this is a possibility, but it's going to massively overload the 12. So it's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, like so. And then we got to fill in all these. We have 9 below, so we just got to grab more. That gives us 12. So this is going to be a straight line box. That's great. This needs 4 and 4. How do I get 4 and 4 out of this? If I go 2 over like this, I need to grab those, and I have 3 below. So this is one way to do it. If I only grab 1, 2, 3, then I'm going to overload. So I need the box to be this way. That's the only shape that it can be in. So that finishes that. Who's going to grab that? Probably you. That's probably what that's going to be. So here, we need to grab 3 spaces above, and the only options are these 3. So we've got 4 to the right, that's 6 to the right. Yeah, so this piece here, like so. There's 1 there. Yeah, this puzzle ain't bad. So this way, we're certainly not going to have 10 in a row there because it's not gonna work. It's not gonna even hit that. So it's got to be 2 out, which means it's got to be 5 out like this. It's got to do that. That gives me 6 below, so I'm gonna have to grab all these. Now to get 6 this way, well now there's only 6 spaces to the right of this piece, so you got to grab all of them. And we have 8 below, so that one's done. To get this one will be tricky, to get 20. If I take all 4 of these, well actually I'm going to have to. What goes into 20? I don't have 20 cells going up and down. I don't have 10 cells going up and down. 3 doesn't go into 20, so if I take these 4, I have to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have to take at least these. So now I have 5 by 3, which is 15, which means I have to take this so I can get the right amount here. So now this piece goes there. We have here, and this should be the puzzle. That's a nice one. Yeah. Was I supposed to do that one earlier? I feel like I was supposed to do that one earlier. Might have helped me with some other stuff. See, that's just a thing. This is not like a dev fault. This is just, I don't know. Anytime you make anything, any type of game, I'm stopping the playtime. I'm stopping the fun to lecture you about game design. Anytime you make a game, right, like just the choices you make about what the game is are necessarily going to create like issues that are going to come up. One of the issues with open world design that is in every open world game is how do you make sure that the player follows a path that is fun to play? Because if you give the player a million options and 900,000 of them suck, 90% of your players are just going to have a bad time. So like, how do you sort of do that? So if I was supposed to do this one first, because I feel like I learned this would have been the first time if I did this one in order, I would have seen these compasses with no numbers on it. This would have been my first time seeing this puzzle. Whereas the first time I actually saw a compass with no number was in a case where it was really uninteresting and I complained about it because it was my first time seeing it, and that meant that I was being introduced to a concept that promised something interesting and didn't deliver. Whereas if I'd seen this one first, I would have been introduced to the concept in an interesting way. This is an interesting way to do it. And so you could say, key of W, that's just your fault. You did the puzzles out of order, therefore you had a lesser experience. I will counter that with, the devs fucked that one up. Because if they wanted me to have this experience in this order, they needed to provide it to me in that order. Because if they give me the option of doing it out of order, and then I do it out of order, and it's a worse experience, that's bad. If they wanted me to see this puzzle before, I don't know where it was even. It was somewhere like over here. This one, I found it first try. Wow, this is amazing. This one. Then this puzzle cannot be accessible before doing this one. That's just how you have to do it. And I wasn't even trying to deliberately do it. I've watched players like have a game clearly signpost the route. The game player says, screw you devs, I'm going to do my own thing. And then they start complaining the game isn't very fun. That's different. That's just a case of being told directly how to enjoy the game, not taking it, and then not enjoying it. I was not directly told how to do this. I have been given free reign. As soon as you finish the first 3 or 4 puzzles in a world, it opens up very massively, which is the devs signaling to me they think I can do it in any order I want. They're just opening that up. And so it means that I should be able to have a similar-ish experience no matter what order I go in. And it's very clear I won't. It's very clear that if I don't go in a very particular order, I'm going to have a lesser experience. And unfortunately, because of the way the game is set up, it is impossible to tell what that order is. Like when I have a bad time, if it was true that I'd have a better time if I went in a different order, nothing within the game has signaled to me that that's the case. And not only that, but nothing has signaled to me where I need to go in order to get back on track. That's just an issue with open world design. Every dev deals with this. How do you fix it? The answer is to complain on the internet. Okay, well, let's start with that. Which means that I'm just having a lesser experience with some of this. And it's an unenforced error. Like you don't have to make the game open world. Why is it open world? What is the point of that? Okay. Do I got anything else from this? The solitude is nice. Precision, regions, exactly. Kind of feels like if you have this symbol with no numbers on it, you have to have solitude, because otherwise we can just add this to anything and it's fine. So they're all 6s. So I think they got to put a wall here. The reason I got to put a wall here is if I don't put a wall here, well, it's solitude. Duh. That's why. Hold on. I was about to try to sound smart, and that just backfired. Okay, so I know there's a wall here because of the solitude rule. What I meant was, even if there wasn't a solitude rule, this would force me to have quite a lot of problems with my image. Okay. So I know I've got to just have 5 above, but it doesn't say anything else. This is 2 below. This is 2 below. Anything else? 4 below, but that could be any 4. Huh. Maybe I'm not getting anything from this. Well, I know if I have 5 above, that means I have 1 that isn't. I think I should start with that. I have 1. Why is there no 0? This one has a 0 below it. This one doesn't. But the only way... What is that? Okay, now I'm confused. So this 0 means I can't do this, right? But I couldn't do this anyway, even if this 0 isn't here. Because I have to do this, right? I have to make it... This is the quickest way to get below. Well, now, with my precision, I can only put 3 more pieces in. I'll never fill out the 5. You see what I mean? So this 0 is unnecessary. This isn't the first puzzle I think that way. There's something unnecessary in the puzzle. Because this doesn't have a 0. Now, ordinarily, what this is going to signal to me, the fact that I have a 5 and a 5, 0, is that this piece does need to go below. Because it doesn't have the 0. We're being led that way. Now, it could be red herring. Sometimes that happens. But this isn't a red herring because we know we can't do this anyway because of the precision. We'll never fill out the rest of this piece. So what is the purpose of these two being different? Is there a purpose? If I had changed this puzzle so both of these compasses said the exact same thing, either a plain 5 or a 5 and a 0, what would change? Nothing would change. The puzzle would have the exact same solution. And it would have the exact same logic to get to that solution. These don't change anything. Because the solitude already tells me I can't go straight down. So this can't happen. I already know from that. So what is the purpose of this? Anyway, I know that I have to take this cell directly to the left. Here's why. If I don't take the cell directly to the left, every cell... Well... No, I can do this, right? No, that's right. Yeah, no. I have to take... I can't take the cell to the left. Excuse me, I've miscounted. I can't do this because I'll run out. I'll just run out of space. No. I can count to 6. Count to 6, key of W. Do it. So what is the purpose of the 0? I don't know. I'm just getting confused by that. Like, why would you do that? So we have to do these things. That I can kind of go anywhere from here, though, as long as I never go below, right? I have to just keep it all above. I think this one actually just, now that I've finished being really confused by this, I think this just has to be a box, right? Because if I don't take this cell, let's say I don't take that one, now I need to get 3 more, and they're going to be these 3. But now I've got all 4 down here, right? And now I've got an empty cell here, so I'd actually have to do it something like, yeah, no, I need to take that cell. Now if I take this cell, I still need 4 below me, and I need 2 more over here. So if I take all 4 like this, for instance, this ain't going to work. If I take these, Now the 3 still hasn't. Yeah, I have to make this a box. This gives me a little bit more restriction here. Yeah, because I've got to fill 4 more cells out of here. Yeah, I mean, like, what if it was this? Like, what? It's not this though. This causes a problem with the purple, but I'm trying to say, like, does it go into this corner or does it not? Because it could easily go into this corner. We'd be good. It just can't block this without... But I can also do it this way, and then this is just a piece up here. Alright, this doesn't help me yet. Let's find something else. This piece... See, the 0 makes more sense. Because this only has a 4. I do have the ability... Is that right? Or no, I don't know if it makes sense here either. Because if I did this... Let's suppose there wasn't a 0 here. I'm just complaining about the puzzle, right? If there wasn't a 0 here, I still couldn't do this. Because I've got 3 pieces, I need 4 down here. This 0 isn't doing anything. Is it? Maybe it's like a shortcut. Because in this case, like this case, the 0 is completely useless because we already know there's a wall between these two. But this case, if there wasn't a 0, I might be fooled into thinking there was 1 piece here. So the 0 is doing something here. But I know I can't do that anyway. Even if there wasn't a 0, I wouldn't be able to do this. I'd just have to go straight up. Is it the... Like, I have a few options here. I feel like I can't do this, though. Yeah, if I did this, I would be able to move 1 space out, and then that would be it. I'd have to take the rest of the 4 down here. So I do have to take that. If I put a wall here, I'm in real trouble because now I got to move out this way. I've got 3 left. All 3 of them have to be below, and I can't take that cell. So we've got to take that one. If I put a wall here, it's fine, though. I can make this work. So that's as far as I know on that one immediately. There's probably a smarter way to do this. I'm just sometimes confused by, like, what am I being told through the puzzle? Like, that's just a big part of it. So... Like, this could easily just be a box, but I don't know if that's true. This one, like, if the 0 wasn't here, I literally could do something like that, but that's not what it's going to be. I need 3 below this piece. I mean, this is one way to do it. This might actually be the only way. So if I did this, for instance... No, I can just... I can't take all 3 here. No, I can, because it's just enough. Yeah, I can do anything I want with this piece. I don't know. I just can't put a wall here. I can put a wall there. Look, that works. Yeah, I don't know what to do with this piece yet. This is one of those cases where I feel like there's some sort of the unwritten rules of the game that I just don't understand. I've mentioned before, there's like tutorial A and tutorial B. Tutorial A tells you like what this rule just means generally, the direct thing. Every region contains a single symbol. Like a tutorial B explains sort of the corollaries from that, what happens because of this rule. So tutorial A says this symbol is one region, right? Tutorial B says I can't make a region that doesn't have a symbol in it. That isn't directly stated by the rule, but it's something you realize from it. There's probably some more stuff about the compass I don't know. That's just how I feel looking at stuff like this. This one here could potentially go up. What do I do with this one? If I put a wall here, would anything... Right, if I said there's a wall here, I have to fill it all. I would have to fill it this way. That's still fine. Because I can also do this, and now there's a piece here, and then this is fine. This is all fine. I don't have an answer to that, do I? Maybe it's how these 2 pieces relate to each other. Because this actually, I think, breaks it. Yeah, if this piece moves in ever... Okay, maybe I got the answer here. If this piece moves in ever, this piece has to move out. Now this one's busted. Because I've got to take... I can't take any of these, so this one is the only one I can take that isn't below. I'll always overload it. So I think I always have to take these 2 pieces, right? If I put a wall here, yeah, I can't put a wall there, so I got to take that one. If I put a wall here, can't take that. So how do I get... Yeah, that's it. I should have seen that. So this is it. I should have seen that much quicker. Well, how am I going to do this now? No, this isn't going to work, because now what do I do here? What am I going to do with this? Because no matter what I do here, this piece is broken. Because before, if I did something like this, I can't make them solitude, right? This sort of thing, this breaks here, but it allows me to fill this piece up there. No, I clearly don't understand. I clearly just don't understand it. But this has to come out. This must come out. Can this piece move this way? No, because it'll always. I need this. This cell is 1 out of 6. The other 5 must be above it. Can it go this way? No, that leaves it. I guess I could do this. I suppose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but then I don't have enough space. I still don't have enough space for this. Unless I do... I'm not going to have enough space. This is 5. It can't touch. This now just doesn't have enough space in there. This piece can't be this hard. I feel like I'm struggling. I just did a 4 that was actually quite fun and easy. This one's much harder. It has the same difficulty. The game is making fun of me again. Don't do this. Don't put difficulty markers in your game. I know everyone does it. Don't do it. It never works. Could this be... There's no way this is any different, though. This can't move, right? This has to be those two. I can't do anything here. That's got to be, if I put one here, I can't take that, so like 3 below, and then what? So I've got to take those 2. I can't take that one. This is as far as I could move the purple to the right, right? Unless I go there. Perhaps this is the... No, this can't be the shape. I have to take that spot. I could take something like this. No, this isn't really great. Can't take that. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This might be it. This actually just... This might do it. That... Oh, that'll do it. I was wrong over here. Because then this shape right up here is fine. Well, that took me a disturbing amount of time to figure out. Would help if I wasn't stupid. Alright, now what do I do with the rest of this? This piece... Can this piece ever get into there? Yes. I'm trying to think what piece can get into that spot, because it can't be this. This piece can go here. But this one can't reach it, so it does have to be this, which means I just take 2 somewhere. This piece. I probably could have gotten much further in my solve looking at this kind of stuff. I was just focused so hard on this top section. This piece here is rather stuck. It can't be this one. We can't reach it. It can't be that one. It's got to be you. It has to be this one. You see what I'm saying? This piece has to go here. It's the only way we can reach. That's filled in. Now this piece here can't be you, so it's got to be this one. So that is, oh, the thing I said earlier on, this is in fact a box, because that way we can make this piece come up. And then here's the 2 you take, and then that, hold on, no. Sorry, this way, these 2, excuse me, other way around. Yeah, once I got that figured out, that was really tough for me. And that's just how it is. Like, the difficulty markers here, everyone will have different experiences. When I say that this difficulty isn't a 4 to me, I don't mean that devs should have put a different number. I need that to be made clear, because I'm sure there's people watching that are going to get all in their cups about this. Like, no. when I'm saying that the difficulty markers are bad and should be removed, it is not because they put the wrong difficulty number in, it's because there is no right number. Because when you put numbers like this in here, you are setting an expectation, but the trouble is, this expectation is about a subjective experience, which is how hard is the puzzle. You might have done this puzzle and thought it was easy. You might have watched me do it in excruciating pain because it took me too long, whereas you solved it in 30 seconds. Or you thought I did this just fine, and in fact, you took 5 times as long to solve it. I don't know. The game developers don't know either. So the more the game developers keep on putting in these objective markers, like, oh, this is how hard it is, this is how you're supposed to feel about this is supposed to feel about that, they're giving themselves more opportunities for it to not match the subjective experience. And because it keeps happening, it makes me feel bad. It just makes me feel bad to play the game. There's really no way of getting around it. That's the unfortunate bit. It just feels bad. All right, now I've wasted so much time yapping. All right, well, we can start with this one and know it's going to go up there, but we don't know anything else it's going to do. Okay, I know that this is not going to be part of the purple, right? So we can't have this be the same. We know that's not going to happen. Therefore, this is a new thing, and it's going to take this one. It can't take this one over here because it would have to grab all the way that way. So here we go. That means this one here also is going to take this piece. So we could move this down, we're not totally sure. There's nothing that says, for instance, I know that this can't because of the rule. Like, there's nothing that says I can't do this, right? That these can't be part of the same region. So over here we have a similar thing. We have to move in, and then we have to move in and in. I think we have to do that here. Over here is similar. This piece has to move in, but this one doesn't have to move in. And then here, we move in, and then this piece also moves in. But we can do this, or we could do that. I'm not totally sure. Because all we care about is the compass mark. I think this one here in the center is going to be that. Right? So let's imagine I put a wall here. How would I get any piece to the left? I would have to bring something the other way and then move left. I will always break it. And this will happen with every single piece I put. So we have to do this, and now this is filled out. Any additional pieces will break this one. Probably should have started there. So now, here is an interesting one. This piece right here has got to move to the right. Well, it's certainly not going to move directly to the right. It can't move down and right because it'll overload the lower side. So it's got to move up and to the right. That's the only way it's going to move to the right. It could move a long distance up. We don't know, but it's going to move up and to the right. Actually, let's suppose that I did put a wall here. It's not going to be... whatever. If I put a wall there, I still got to move right. Now I can't put a wall here because now that's going to overload. So it would have to be here. Now the trouble is this piece now has nowhere to go. It can't be this one. So we do in fact move this here. So now I can only move one more space above, right? It can't be this one because we already have our one to the right. So it's this one. So this could all be part of the same thing. Why would it not? Well, let's hold off on this. This might... I hope this is right. I don't know. I can do this. I can't do that. I'm just making sure. Absolutely sure I can't do anything there. These would have to be done. This now cannot... yeah, this cyan can't take any part of it, so it has to be here. But it could still take these ones. I could do this, right? This could all be a blue region. Right? The reason is, like, this... The constraints here on the lower and the down and right don't attach to this. And this constraint is they're on the same X line, whatever, the same horizontal line, and they have the same number, which is fine. That's totally possible to do. So the lower one, this can't go down there because it's going to overload that. So this has to be here. But then it can't take any more pieces. I could still take that one, though. I'm starting to get a little confused. And the reason is, I feel like there's multiple solutions. And there probably isn't. There's probably something else I got to figure out. But it feels like I have lots of ways to make this work. So in this section here, we're going to bring down. And then the only place to go left is, in fact, here. We can't connect it there. That's going to massively overload everything. So it's got to be that. No, it can't, because now I need to overload. So this actually has to be the same region. This one does. And it has to be here. Now I can still move to the right as much as I want. So I'm not done with this region. Here, however, has got to just be there. That's the entirety of that region. Now how is this one ever going to see anything here? Unless that is all one region. And now we take this. Okay, I see what we're doing. Now we can't make this the one. There it is. That is how we solve this little section. That's actually quite clever. I like how that's done. Because, yeah, I was starting to worry, like, it looks like there's multiple ways to do this. I must be missing something. I had to bring something else in to see this how you do it. I kind of like this because we haven't done a lot of puzzles yet where the compasses overlap. This is like the first time we really are delving into that, and it's got some really interesting things that happen. Can this ever be part of that? No, I don't think this can ever be part of that. So this is a new region. This can't ever be part of this, right? Yeah. This can't be a part. Can this be that region? It can be that region is the thing. This region can't be part of that one because they're on different vertical lines, but they have the same amount to the left. And same with this one. They can never be. These two can't be the same just because of that. Like, that could be. I just don't know. Like, this is a totally valid thing to do, I guess. Not really. Hold on. Actually, let me think about this for a second. Whatever this region is, it's going to have to take that spot. It's the only spot that's left. Okay, right. And now to get below, it's going to have to move this way. But if it takes this one, now I need one more spot to the right, but it can't be that. It have to be here. But this requires... Oh, no, I already have the one. This is actually totally doable. Can I take it with a different one? I can do that. This needs to go somewhere, so this feels like the right direction. And I can't make this part of that. That would never happen. So this would have to take that spot. And then who takes the one, this here? It's got to be the blue. Yeah, it would have to be blue. Can't take any more, so this would be done. Yeah. I think so far so good, right? Does this make sense? This makes sense so far. I think I'm going to go with this. This piece can never be part of the cyan because, again, two separate lines, two separate horizontal planes we're on, but we have the same number at the top, so we can't do that. So this piece here, it's got to move up there. And then now this one, these can't be on the same piece either, so we have to move this piece in. We got to move that down. Now we can't move this anywhere else. This one's got to move down, and then that can't move anywhere else. Does this feel right? That won't work. This piece right here has got to move down, and then it can't move anywhere else. This one is going to do the same thing. Now, how does this one go one up and right? This way? Yeah, that's the way. That's a really clever one. I like that puzzle a lot. Now, I got to get myself a move on if I want to finish this window today. There's just too much. There's just too much. Like, individually, the vast majority of puzzles in this game are fine. Individually. If you just would do... If you were to make versions of this game and, like, randomize which puzzles were in it, but you said only 10% of the puzzles were in the game, it might feel a little short with only 10%, but you would never have this feeling of like, ugh, again, another one of these. It just wouldn't happen. But the fact that there's 1,000 plus of these, every section's got to have at least 50 plus in them. It's just a drag by the end. There's no game needs to be this long. Okay, shape bank. I think this one's the P shape, right? I think it's right here, right there. I think I see that immediately because I need one above. It's going to be either this one or that one. And I need to have 3 to the right, right? Like, see how that's simply, if I have 3 to the right, I have to have at least one above, right? I can't have this piece because I still need 3 to the right. And it'll always include at least that one. So it will be these 3. Yeah, and I need 2 below. This has to be the P shape. There's no way to make the other shapes here. 1, 1, and 3 sounds like this. Yeah, sounds like this right here. See what I mean? Today's version has blue. That's the only way I can see that. Is there any way I could do... I thought the C shape, but... No, it'd have to be that. So, this has to be the T shape. I was going to put the C shape here, I know. Like that. This, I better be right. This needs 4 above it. That's going to be this shape. Yeah, it's the only way. This shape, like, cause it's not going to be the T shape because it doesn't have enough pieces. If it needs 4 more pieces, then this only has 4 total. Now, if this was the C shape, all of the pieces would need to be above, but there's no location on this where every single piece is directly to one distance. So this has to be all of them above, and it has to be this way. It can't be this way. So that's the P shape there. This one, I think, is going to be the C shape. The P shape isn't going to fit anywhere here without touching another one of these and breaking it. So I believe we're just going to have that. Or that. Dang. This is what I have. This is fine. This would just put a T shape there. What do I do down here? Right? If I did this, I would need a piece that takes these 3, and then that breaks the C shape, and then it's not any other shape. So it does move down. We're going to take that. This is probably going to be a P shape, but it could be a T shape. Now this guy here is going to be a T shape, right? It can't be a C shape. It's not going to fit. And a P shape would be breaking this. So what we're going to have instead is a T shape like so. This is probably a P shape. Yeah, because if it's a T shape, then what do we put there? This got to be P. Then this has to be T. Like that. This is probably a P shape. It could be a T shape. How do I get only 2 spaces? So this can't be a T shape. A T shape would have to be like this. So no. This could be a C shape, like so. Or it could be a P shape, like that. This would work because I can fit 2 T shapes in there. Now a C shape, unfortunately, doesn't work because no matter what I do with this, I take 2 spaces and I take the rest, right? So I got to make this P shape and then only to fit stuff in here. This is 1 and 1. This feels like a T shape to me. Yeah, it's got to be that. Then we have a C and a P, and we can finish this off. Yeah, that felt much easier than a 5 to me. All right, well, again, it's developers, you can't count for that. So I'm not saying, developers, you should have said it was a 4. It's more like you shouldn't be saying things like 3, 4, or 5 when no player will ever experience that. And like, even though I know that's happening, the thing you see when you hover over this is the number. That is what is directly communicated. And it keeps being wrong. All right, these can't connect. That's never going to happen because 7 to the left of this is going to be 8 to the left of that. So, none of that. Hold on a second. How many do I have? 36. 9 times 6. So, yeah. Wait, hold on. No. Some of these 9s connect to each other. Right? Yeah, it's 9 times 4. So some of these 9s are going to connect to each other. There's no way they're all. So I just have to do 4 9s. There are 4 regions in here. These 2 could connect. These 2 can connect. It's just these 2 can't. These 2 have to be 2 different things. I know that much. Now, can these connect here? No. To connect here, I need 6 to the left and 7 below. Is there any way to do that and still be at 9? Especially with this wall here and this piece. I don't think I could do this. Even if I made this like a really boxy shape, like this sort of thing. Like, oh my god, no, it's too much. That's not gonna happen. I don't think that can connect. I think this has got to be a separate region. So this one is, no, it's the third region. And this has got to connect here, because if this doesn't connect here, then these are all one region, which is probably not going to happen. I would need 6 more spaces down here, and I have, well, they could all connect, actually. No. That overloads that. Don't think it's going to happen. I think these are going to connect, and then this could connect here, but either way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can do this. Feels a lot like I'm guessing my way through this. I shouldn't be doing that. Now, to get 6, that means I can only have, so I've got 1, 2. I can only have 1 more piece, which isn't to the left of this. It's going to be tough. Let me look at this. I definitely can't do this. Definitely can't do that. Because if I block this, say these are just the same thing, right? This comes out. Well, then how do I fill all these spaces? Because like this right here isn't even the full 9. Whatever we do here, I've got to fill some spaces here, but they can't all be green because now I can't get 6 spaces to the left. I would have to get another color in there, and the 4 colors are represented up here. See what I mean? All I know for sure is this. I know for sure these cannot go together. Can this ever happen? This could happen, actually. I could connect these. I thought I couldn't, but here's how. So the 6, this means 6 of them are to the left, but 3 of them are not. And these are the 3. Now the 7 means 2 of them are not below these 2. So as long as every other piece is something like this. Oh, where would they go, though? Here? This doesn't work, though. How do I make this happen? I also don't need every single one of these to be 9s, right? So what I could do is say 1, 2, and 3, and then there's a piece that isn't 9. Because I don't think it's possible to do this, because now I need, with the 7, I need 2 pieces which are not attached. So I could end up having something like this. So now this has 4 below, so I just need 2 more pieces, something like that. Ah, but I can't get the green to work, because the green needs to have pieces that are all to the left of it. It would have to be something like this. Well, now, yeah, this isn't going to work. I need the pieces, yeah, because this would need to come in. I don't think that's going to work. But these can connect. But I would have to go this way, which means I'd have to do something like this. No, I don't think they will. Right? I need 2 pieces that are not attached here, and they could be like this, right? This would fulfill the conditions, right? Now it would make this one quite hard to fulfill. Because whatever this is, hold on. Whatever this is, it can't, they'll never work this way. So I can do something like I could say these are not connected. Okay, well, if I did connect here, right, then I need, with this 7 would never connect there. The reason is because if it did, we now have 3 out of the 9 that it could be. Well, it could be one that's big, like if these were 3 9s, that'd be 27. The last thing would be a 9. So, or it's 4. it's 4 nines. It's just a matter where they're all 4 nines attached. So this can't be larger than a 9. This would make it a problem because this needs to have 7 below. And we already have 3, so it's at least a 10. And then there's no way to solve this. This down here needs to be 3 separate 9 regions or 4 separate 9 regions. So if these are 3 separate 9 regions, the last region's a 9 because that's what adds up to 36. So I can't connect here. This would have to go like so. Then every piece would have to be below. And then this would be tricky because now every piece would be below it. So no, these two have to connect. They have to be different. Is that right? Yeah. So question, does the 6 attach to the 7? If it attaches to the 7, this will make it, yeah, and then this would still need 6 over here, so a minimum addition of, like, oh, it's just at least 11 to get over here, because we have, I don't know, we'd have something like this. We've got 2x, but only got 1 over here. I need 5 more. No, that's like a minimum of 10, of 7. Yeah, 10. So I have to do something like this, right? This isn't going to work because now I don't have enough space here for this. So it would be here. It would force that move. But now this needs, if it only has 7, then we have, right? We have an 8, right? We have an 8er here. And then how do we make all this work? This is just not going to work. This has to be. So these two, I believe, have to go together. Because that way we just need the 7 that are underneath. And we can grab something like that, but I'm not sure if that's what we grab. So now this 7, if I grab these 2, that's fine. But now everything's, yeah, everything will be below, and that's fine. I have to grab 1 more piece. No, but maybe I do it this way? That can't be right. I'm not understanding what I'm supposed to be looking for in this puzzle at all. I just feel like I'm hitting a wall on this one. If I did something like this, I would still need 1 piece down here. This would work. This would work. This would work. But that just kind of felt like visually just blah. I don't know. I just feel like I did that one all wrong. And I'm sorry for my mistake. Okay, let's just move on to one that's more fun. Okay, there we go. Non-boxy. All right. These two are going to have to touch. Here's why. If we don't touch, well, I've used up all my things there and it's boxy. So these two touch, which means only 1 more piece can happen and it must be either there or there. So that is taken care of. I don't know which one it is yet. Okay. If I put a wall here, we're screwed, right? These two, right? Because I'd have to move out because there's 1, and then I can't move any other direction. So these two have to connect, which means this is a 4. And this 4 is going to take either that one or that one, but not that one. Because, oh, no. That actually is exactly right. It's 2 up, not 3 up. Can't do it that way, though. So it's either this piece. Oh, it's got to take this one, then. Can't take that one, because then it's boxy. So it's either here, there, or there. This is nice and easy. It gets rid of both of these compasses in one go, but it could be wrong. We could be doing it some other way. How about you? Only 1 on either side. There's a couple ways of doing this. I could end up having this piece like so. Could have it like that, or like this, or like that. I just really don't have an answer for that. This is possible. Got a lot of options here. Let's find another spot. This 3 can't touch that piece. Let's go there. The reason is, if this 3 touches here, I still need 4 more above it, and that'll massively overload the 3. So we got to bring that out. Non-boxing means it has to be like this. So this 4 then needs to come out, and it can't touch the 6. Yeah, if it touches the 6, we're going to be in big trouble, because now we still need 2 more above, but only 2 more. So if I did this, we're just out. We can't put any more pieces. We haven't reached the 6 yet. So this 6 will have to move this way. But now I got to get 4 more out that. It's going to massively overload, right? Because with this, if this is a 6 and that's 4, I need 2 more pieces up here and then 1 more piece that's below. So I would need to come through this way. And yeah, that's just overload. So this is how that's going to go. This 6 is a different one. And it could go here because these 2 plus the 4 to the right would be a complete unit. But I don't know. It's possible that's not it. So 1, 2. I could make it this way. Nah. If I put a wall here, I'm screwed. So that's got to go that way. And now I just need 1 more piece. It's either there or there. Not totally sure which. That means this does have to come out. So we do in fact have the remainder of these pieces to the right of there, which means we can't go these because we will then overload the 6. So we've got to take this, and then it can't take that one because it can't be both a 6 and a 4. Now it could take this piece, but it can't take both of those, and it can't take the 8, so it will have to take this piece. And then it won't take that because that'll overload. So we can't block that because then we have this problem that's boxy. So we got to do that. And now the question is, do we take this piece or do we take that one or that one? We have a few options here. This has got to take 3 to the left, so it's probably going to touch that 8. Yeah, it's got to. It can't come through there. So this has got to come through there. Yeah. Yeah, if this 3 does not touch the 8, it's got to come through here, and now this 8 is not going to fit. So this 3 has to touch the 8. Does it touch that? It's possible. I can only get 1. It's not going to touch that now. This 5 is going to move up 1. The reason is if it doesn't, that's the 5, and now we're screwed. So this 5 is move up 1, which means this orange is probably going to take this or that. Either way, the 5 can only move down that far now, and even if it takes that space, it still has to move up here. And the 5 now has got to take either that space or that space, one of those two. If it takes this one, it's the 5 is this shape. If it takes this one, it could continue up here though. That's the thing. All right, this 4 has got to be a different flavor of thing. Well, now here or here, I have a few options. If it doesn't touch that, that's the 4. And then we have this piece. That is a doable thing. No, actually, if this 4 doesn't touch it, we put a wall there, right? We got to go 1, 2, 3. Now this piece has to go here. We got to do that. We'd have to bring this up. And now this can't go to the left or the right without doing something crazy. Yeah, this would be crazy. How do I get a piece to the left? This... That's one way. No. This... but I don't think this is right, though. I just have a hunch that that's not correct. But that 4's got to go somewhere. If I do this... I mean, if I were to say do this shape, this fulfills the whole thing, right? And then what would I do with this 4? It's not going to be that. This 4 would be a problem now. Because it would have to connect to this 2. And then it would have to be both of these pieces. So yeah, no, that's not going to be it. So this is going to have to be, it can be that. So yeah, okay, so we can't do this. We can't make this 4. This 4, if we put a wall here, 4 comes out. This is complete, that's complete. The 4's got to come up, and now it'd have to go here. This one, it can't connect here because this 4 is going to break. So all of that put together says the 4 comes up here. And now it's got to take 2 spaces, whatever. It's not going to take this one because they both have to just be left and right of here. That's all I know. Let's see what I can do after that. This would be a problem because now I can't fill it. So we actually do have to take that space. So I can move this in. This would complete the 5. If I did this here, right, the 5 would be complete like so. This I think is broken. I have to get this down here. I now have 5 out of my 8 pieces. I need to add 3 more pieces. All 3 of them are going to be to the left of this. It'll overload, right? You see what I mean? So that can't be how that goes. We can't bring that piece in. We have to bring it here. Which means now, if I put a wall there, I can't take both of those. I take one of them. Doesn't matter which, right? Now I've got 4 of them. I've got to do 4 more, and only 2 more can be to the left of this line. That's not going to happen. I would have to take both of these pieces. So orange just have to move up into this space. 5 is complete. We got to move it down. We've got 6. We've got 2 more to add. They're going to be here. We've got 4 up. This is broken. How do I fix this? What underlying assumption has caused me problems here? How could I get anywhere different from this? Like, I have to do this. There's nothing else I can do there. Something must be horribly wrong here, and unfortunately, I can't even see what it is. I can't look at it and go like, oh, this piece is wrong. No, this was all logic that got me here. So the logic is flawed. You just have to restart the whole thing. There's nothing I do to restart the whole thing. Generally a bad sign if you have to restart an entire puzzle. All right, once more. I'm going to start here because I know this is going to happen. We need 1 piece that's below. Now I can't make this boxy, right? So if I move this piece down, I can't, right? I can't do this. So like if I put a wall here, I end up in trouble because any non-boxy thing will overload. Therefore this touches, it's a 3. Means we can't do this because that breaks to 0. We can't do this because now it's a box. So it's either here or there. We know that. That's a good start. Let's look back down here. This 3. If I attach it to this piece, I need to attach 4 more pieces above. It's going to overload the 3. Therefore, 3's got to come out, and it has to be non-boxy, so we have to do this. That is still true. Okay, is this different? This 4 has to come up. Now, if this 4 attaches to the 6, maybe it is possible. Maybe that's what I have to do. Now, if this 4 attaches to the 6, the trouble is it can't then attach to this 4, because we need 4 more this direction somewhere. We already have 4, that's going to overload the 6. So if we did this here, we'd have this problem. Now, we can't cover, like, if I do this here, I can't put a wall there, because now there's nowhere to put something here. I have to fill in this way, and we've overloaded this 4, right? So we'd have to put this here. Now, I've got 3 above the 4. I can only add 1 more. It's going to have to be, well, if it's here, any addition is going to break it. So it has to be here, and I still can't add anything. They're all above the 4. So this will not touch. We have to go up through here. Now, if I put a wall there, I need 2 more pieces above. We're going to break this one. So I need this to move out for sure. Now, it could take this one, or it could take that one. We don't know. Great. So we're back to where we were before. We're here. The 6 has to move out. The 6 now has 2 of its 6 pieces put in. It needs 4 more. All of them have to be to the right of this. So it's possible this does not connect here, but I'm not sure. We have to bring this out. It's not going to connect here because 6 and 4 isn't going to fly. Now, if I put a wall here, I need 3 more pieces. I would need to come down. Wouldn't be able to move left or right because 6 and 8 doesn't work. And then if I move down once more, I create a boxy region. So that's not going to happen. We have to move this way. Can't connect to the 8. Can't connect here because it's automatically overloading. This, I can't put a wall here because then we would have 2. We'd have a boxy region. Therefore, this is also extended. So we know this about the 6. That much is clear. This 4 is a new section as well. So this 3... yeah, we're back to the 3 needs to touch the 8. Right? If this 3 doesn't touch the 8, right, we have to get 3 spaces to the left. It isn't going to be like this type of thing. We can't cut through here. Can't cut through there. We have to go through here. If we don't touch the 8, right, we got to cut through here. Well, now, the 8 has no space because the 8's not touching orange and it's not touching this. There's only 5 spaces in here. Therefore, this is how we do it. So how do I get something in here? It's possible it's like this sort of thing. Or this sort of thing. Now this can't because the 5 is a different region. We know that. Now the 5 can't, if I can't put a wall here because then we'd have these 5 and now this 4 is incomplete. So that's got to move up. The question is who takes this spot? This orange now needs to take either that or that one. Either way, the 5 is going to move down 1 more space. So even if it moves down into there, it's got to move up this way. Now I worked out up here as well, this 1, if I put a wall there, we would then be stuck with boxy. So we have to do this. It's now part of a 4. So one of these regions here, but only one of these, which means the 4 also has to move down because if I put a wall here, anything we do is going to overload. Great. So this 5, got that stopped. We can do this, or we can do something else. We don't know. So this 1 feels like we've got to have this piece here. If we don't, there's not, right? If this isn't orange, I only have 3 cells to take and I need 4 of them. So it's got to be here. So now I've got 3 cells above. I can only have 1 more. 1 more cell can be above these. And I need 3 that aren't. So I need to grab 3 cells in the lower register, right? And I can only grab 1 more to the left. So 2 of them have to be here. I have to grab these 2. I can only grab 1 more cell down here. And it has to be this one, because if I grab that one there, that's the 3, and now I can't get any more. So it's got to be that. I've got to grab 1 more cell. I can't grab this one, can't grab that, can't grab that. So it has to be that. So this is still the same. This has got to come out. And now, this, I have to do this to avoid the boxiness issue. So this has to come out. So this is where the mistake was. I just literally couldn't see it. There was something about the way it was set up where it looked like I had to just restart to get all of it. I just don't like doing that. Okay. This is a possible way to do it. I don't know how I got the wrong answer here either. That's the other problem. So now, this 4 can't connect to the purple though. Because if we connect to it, I need to add only 2 more cells, 1 of them to the right. It's just not going to work. Like we just don't have 1 to the left. So I do need to bring this over. This would be how this goes. Actually, I think I see it. I think I just see the answer. Not my favorite way, but I think you just kind of got to see it. Like that. This is a possibility. It makes this 5 work out. It makes this 4 work out. This is how this 4 goes, and you see this one just comes in. All right, I'll take it. That's fine. Oh my god, it's already been an hour, and I'm still not done. It's just too fucking long. It's just too fucking long. Like, that's just what I keep coming back to. Individually, the puzzles are fine, but putting them all together, I've been playing this game for going on 100 hours. It's not 100 hours yet. It's just... And I'm not saying every game has to be the shortest game ever, but if you're gonna... if playing the content of your game is going to take 100 hours, I think you've just like, it's one thing if the game is one of those open world, you can just keep doing it forever. Like Minecraft, you can always find a way to play Minecraft for another 1,000 hours. Puzzle games, though, really shouldn't be that. You shouldn't be sitting here going, hey, the content we made, every puzzle, if you do everything we made in our game, you're going to spend 1,000,000 years on the game. None of that. That's just not fine. And it's not like I'm going particularly slow. There are some people who maybe puzzles are difficult and they would take 500 hours to do it. I'm talking like just an average puzzle enjoyer. I don't have 100 hours worth of the same puzzle game in me before I start getting cantankerous. It's just too much. It's too much. And I don't mean that like, oh, it's fine. It's just it's way overboard. It's like, hey, I heard you like, going to steakhouses, so here's your 300-ounce porterhouse. Eat up, bitch. Like, no. No. It's too much. You need to cut this game. Like, make fewer rules or make fewer puzzles per area. Do something like that. And if you come up with new ideas, make DLC. Like, no. No. All right, I'll be back when I'm not going to finish this here. I'm not spending another hour today. All right. Goodbye.